This is Damon Stevens with Finwealth Builders, and today is Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, and this is a stock market update. So hopefully everybody had a great trading day. Looking at the market, definitely started to pull back a little bit, but mostly, overall was mostly flat. But definitely has some great opportunities out there for those who are trading Shiba. Boy, it I gave us a nice little rocket ride. I cashed out my option on my stock today, or not my stock, but my Shiba coins today. So I am flat on Shiba, but I have orders in for repurchase down lower. So we'll see what happens. I'll show you on the charts what I'm looking at. The way it gives you an idea as far as how the trade went. Looking at the market, though, you can see that Dow Jones down 0.74%, NASDAQ was flat, and S&P 500 down 0.51%. But you can see here, we have this nice downward trend after hitting, some highs here over this last week. So you see the Dow Jones is pulling back, NASDAQ kind of rode up and then came back and dipped down at the end of the day. And we're seeing that on the S&P 500 too, which is showing a little bit of weakness. We talked about it in yesterday's video as well. End of the day on weakness typically points to the next day as far as what we're going to see. But it's our second pullback day, so we'll see what happens the rest of this week. Looking at the heat map, you can see Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, they all did good. So, FANG was kind of mixed, but, overall the market, you can see a lot of red here. So a lot of selling here going on. Looking at this heat map as well, you can see here a lot of red going on in the world as well, including China. So, we're going to keep an eye on tomorrow. Do we see some more additional pullback? Looks like we may see, looking at the heat map right now, it looks like there could be additional pullback. So just look for that and look for a bottom here where we can possibly, maybe have a pullback and a bounce tomorrow by the end of the day, but we will see how it goes. So just be careful out there if you're trading, because definitely see warning signs of some bearish behavior. All right, so look at the scanner today, SYTA, CXDC, and IRNT, DWACW. So I traded a couple of these, not all of them. And so let's just cover these charts here. So IRNT, so nice little gap up here from our run from $10 basically up to peak of 17. So a nice little run. Hopefully you capture some of this. You had a little bit of a delay here where you kind of settled out here, gave you a chance to get back in. So hopefully you had a chance to do that. DWACW. So we had this big old spike here. We kind of flattened out, and we're just sitting there right here along this 20. And then today, I've been just watching this one, trying to scalp into this. But today, finally, we got a chance to get back in. Write it up. The high was really around $35, but good run. So hopefully you got that on your list. I expect some volatility to stay in this stock here. So this is going to stay on our list for a few weeks here, because I think we're going to continue seeing these little spikes on occasion. AGC is a multi-day trade as well. You can see here for today, with this little pullback from 1340 down to 11, about just under 12, and then a ride back up to over 13. So not a huge amount, but just enough to scalp a little bit out of here. And so we'll keep this on our list as well. If we can break above this 1320, 1330 range, we may be able to rally back up to this 14 level again. So that's what we're looking for. So we'll see what happens over the rest of this week. But overall today, you can see that we're kind of just in flat and just under this resistance area here. I can mark this out so you can see, what I'm looking at here. So you got a visual. So you can see here that this is kind of where you had support, and you fell through, came back, found a resistance again, found a resistance again. So we, continue to hit this line. So that's the line we got to break through so we can start to rally back up again. But it's nice to see that it's continued to push up that direction, which tells you that, it's healthy for the bulls. And then here's a look at earnings. Tons of earnings today. Boeing, again, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. I looked at these in the morning. And didn't see a lot of a lot of ones that I was really interested in. Tried scalping Boeing a little bit. Looked at McDonald's, Spotify, but didn't really capture those. So after close, Align was the only one that I really grabbed a hold of. And also eBay, but that was earlier today. So these are the two I'm looking for tomorrow. And then tomorrow morning before the open, we have Shopify, Caterpillar, Overstock, Comcast. So a lot of names in the morning. So it's gonna be a pretty busy morning, and I'll be getting up early to look at the pre-market, see what's on the moves. So another big week on earnings. So line. So here's what I was talking about here. So line 603 kind of was the basically the highlights of the day, and then at the end, it just opened up, and so here we went from this 603.83 was a low, clear up to 664.03, and I got part of this, and then I got this little pullback and part of this again, and then I was done. I didn't want us to stay out here all night and watch it, so you can see that it pulled back down. It looks like it pulled back down to 645 and rally back up to 655. So definitely going to watch this tomorrow. Look for volatility, especially on the open, to see kind of where this may pull back and then rally again, or it could fade out. So I'm ready for a short or long on this, and looking, just using the tops of this little channel to decide, which direction I'm going. So as you see here, that you kind of looking at the highs and the lows. So any resistance here will be a short back down here. If we just pull back down here or below and rally back up, then I'll grab that. If we break this trend line, this line here, and it doesn't start to go back up, then it'll be a short, or just get out and see if it retraces back down at least 50% here. So I got these lines out here to help me. Hopefully they help you as well as you're planning out your trade, as far as when you're getting in and when you're getting out. Looking at eBay. So eBay had this nice long dump here, so a good shorting opportunity for eBay. If I just to help out, give you more of a visual. So you can see here that it was pretty much flat, and then we had this big drop here after hours. And so looking at eBay to see what we can grab out of this in the morning, but we did have a fall off there with eBay. Microsoft, just this went beyond my expectations. But you see here, just exploded up here to 326 area was the high, and then it kind of pulled back here to the 5. So looking to see if this will bounce tomorrow. If it doesn't, here's our support line here at 321. If it breaks that, this big breakup candle, that it could possibly trace down, as well as this gap to fill. So does it do that? Microsoft has some pretty good news. So I don't know. It may come down, as low as this breakup candle and break back up or consolidate. Possibly would be my guess, but we just got to watch the market and have your support resistance lines in, so you know what side of the trade you're going to be on. Verizon pull way back down here, so you have this big gap and this pull down here to 215. You see the level back here. This is September, is when it was down in that low area. So if we can find support here and bounce off of that, I think there's at least a day trade or scalp trade off of here. So we're going to be watching that first thing in the morning as well. So there's a lot of ones to watch. I realize that. So hopefully you're able to key on the ones that you're most interested in. And so the ones with the biggest swings are the ones I look at. So hood, going to pull back as well. So we pull back down here where we had this low. So looking for a bounce off of this here, since we're at our lows again. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see if we're gonna make it lower lows, or can we sustain what we have. And my guess is we'll sustain what we have. So TXN, you can see here, big pullback here. It's bottomed out, but we had this bottom out here back here in October. We had this bottom out here in September. It fell down here to 181.90, so that'd be the worst case scenario where we should find support. But seeing these, just showing these back here, gives you an idea that, hey, we got good support there. It could bounce here and pull back up. So watching TXN in the morning as well. So looking for any of these to possibly bounce off or give us a little bit of a run here. So looking at the overall, the rest of the stocks that we're watching. So Tesla was pretty well flat, mostly flat today. Did not trade Tesla. NVIDIA was pretty much flat as well. It tried to hit this resistance at that 250, just failed. So it's pretty well as flat. So looking for, it's retraced about 50% of the move. So looking for continuation towards resistance or may come back down to support. And we have a gap to fill as well at some point. AVGO, so we had a nice run up here. We've been watching this one. It's been this nice run for several days, 2 weeks worth. So we hit a top here, a high of, 536.07. And now you see today it just retraced back that whole candle. So hopefully we can find support here and bounce from here. If not, then, it's just a short hit and, maybe we pull back down here. So definitely watching AVGO for a bounce off the support. Moderna, we're sitting in a channel, haven't been trading this one lately. The government bonds, if you look at overall bonds, you can see here pretty well flat. So nothing I'm concerned about there. The dollar, it's pulling up here. It says we're getting support here at the 20, but in a place where it can sustain a market rally here. The VIX started to pull back up here, so that makes me nervous this second day. So second green day up, so that's where the SPY's pulling back here. So you just have to be careful. Got the 20 here above at 1748. If it gets above that 20, just be careful. The market can continue to pull back. So looking for this, hopefully the VIX to pull back here a little bit and let us close out a good week here. Positive growth. But if it doesn't, if this kind of flattens out here, then it might be a slower pace a week, the rest of the week. SPY. So here's our pullback here. We're on the 5. So hopefully we can hold this 5 here or hold down here at 452.57 and bounce off of here. If it fails beyond that, our next support's down here at the 10 at 450.61. And if we continue to break forward, then I'm going to be really nervous, but we should have good support here. And that's what we talked about in the last night's video as well. So it should have good support around that 452.60 area for a bounce. Triple Qs, we're down here pretty well kind of flat, looking for some direction momentum here on the triple Qs. Semiconductors pull back here. It did find support here on our old support line here, so that's good. See if we can bounce off of that and or maintain at least that area. IWM really pulled back today. Pull back down. It's just above our support line here at the 50. See if we can bounce off of here. You can see that we've been in that area a few times. So looking for a bounce off of our support line here at 223 for continuation play. Financials pull back as low. So as I'm looking at these charts, and I'm seeing all the pullbacks, it makes me a little bit nervous that we could see additional down days this week. So just be careful out there, be cautious, and make sure that you're taking profits along the way. That way you can sustain those. Looking at gold. Gold's trying to break through that resistance area again. So if we can hold that 1800, then we continue moving higher back towards that 1900 level. So looking at gold to hold here instead of pulling back after a couple of days. So we'll see what it can do. Silver, same, pretty well flat on silver. Bitcoin's pulled back a little bit further. It's below the 20 now. I've seen it find support here at the 57,000 range here. If it doesn't, then we got the 50 down here. So it's retracing back, which is normal to see. Ethereum, bounce off support here on the 20. So if we can hold that area. SHIB, this is just amazing. Look at this rocket through all our levels, or clear up here to 87, 84, and then I know you see a retracement here. We're retraced back down here, so we retraced about 50% of this, or a little bit over 50%. You can see it's bouncing back up here now. So so I did clear out. I did sell up here. So if it breaks back above this 79, I'll buy back in and start to ride it back up here. But now I'm just kind of watching to see, keep my profits in, see if this can come down here and retrace this whole candle, because it's a pretty big candle. and then get back in if it's going to bounce from there. But looking for that retracement to continue. That's our videos. That's our stocks and our cryptos. Make sure you're just real careful out there, and hopefully this trade analysis helps you out. It helps us out in our trades and our planning to know what we're looking for the next day, what the levels are, and trade successfully. So everybody have a great night, and we'll talk more tomorrow night.